Hey, I'm Myers, and want to talk to you today about one of my favorite bands of all time. Um, this thing I'm into, this thing that I do these videos about, this thing that my record label is based around is a subgenre of punk called punk and roll. Um, I would define punk and roll as being punk rock guys grew up listening to Kiss and ACDC, Cheap Trick, Thin Lizzy, T Rex, a handful of other bands that, you know, but anyways, you know, yeah, like Johnny Thunders really had a lot to do with kicking this off. But then on the East Coast, you had the Devil Dogs in the late 80s, early 90s. The Devil Dogs doing their thing in New York. And then on the West Coast, you had the Lazy Cowgirls, who were kind of fucking pioneers in the Wild West, just doing their thing. And, so, and then from New York and from LA, it kind of spread across the country to the point where you got killer bands coming up from all over the place. And, band I'm going to talk about right now is from Ohio. You guys probably know who they are, the new Bomb Turks. They're a fucking phenomenal band. For me, as like a real music fan, I've said this a handful of times to different musicians that like your band is my life, and I don't. It's not just a cheeky thing to say. It's the literal truth that these guys' fucking bands are the soundtrack of my life. So for me, it comes from the Minutemen song, History Lesson Part 2, where, D. Boone is singing, our band could be your life. And, me and Michael have been playing these guitars for years, and punk rock changed our lives. Yeah, punk rock. I wouldn't be here. I would not be alive if it wasn't for punk rock. I would have checked out early, probably in the 8th grade. And, but punk rock changed my life. Yesterday was Joey Ramone's birthday. And, when I was probably, I think in the 8th grade, they came out with an album called Mondo Bizarro. And straight up at the time, Joey Ramone said, well, it's not her best album, but it's an album. Like a total fucking Joey Ramone sort of thing to say, but there was a song on there that, kept me from off of myself. And, when Joey Ramone's singing, things are going to be all right, on the Mondo Bizarro album, it kept it together for me. Sorry for being an emotional fuckwad, but anyways, change pace here. Talk about New Bomb Turks. New Bomb Turks, fucking killer band. I first got exposed to them in I want to say like 92, 93. And, like the guys I was running around with, and at that time we were into like Zip Gun and New Bomb Turks. And the Turks came to, like, they never came to Sioux City, but they came to Omaha. And I want to say this was December of 95. They came to Omaha and there was a fucking blizzard going on. And so anyways, they were playing at the Cog Factory, which is long gone, but there's a documentary about the Cog Factory out there that I recommend everybody watch. But the Cog Factory, it was a shithole. Not nearly as fucked up and weird as King's Court, but the Cog Factory was a close second to King's Court in Sioux City, and so because it was a blizzard, and you gotta understand the geography of it all. Of like Sioux City is like 100 miles north of Omaha, and we would go to Omaha all the fucking time because it's an hour and a half in the car. Down I-29, boom, we'd go down to Omaha to go record shopping to see bands that wouldn't come to Sioux City. Like Omaha, just being a bigger city, always had more stuff to offer. And, skip school on a Tuesday to go down to Omaha to go record shopping. And, so anyways, we get down to the Cog Factory to see the new Bomb Turks, and Teengenerate was opening. So this right here is a killer fucking tour. Teengenerate, new Bomb Turks, and nobody was there. Like nobody from Omaha showed up to the show because the blizzard. Who was there? There was like 30 people there at the show, and all but like 5 of us were from Sioux City, so there was like 7 carloads of kids that drove down from Sioux City in this fucking blizzard. Justin Sitzman rode with me, and but we get down there and like there's nobody around. It was kind of like it was chill, but at the same time, like these bands fucking were rocking, and like I remember Jim Weber showing Dave Jansen and I his lawsuit Ibanez Flying V, and like of course we love Flying V's, but they fucking most of them play like shit. They're weird. Like the geometry of them are weird, so they hang off your shoulder funny, and like just all the inherent flaws of Gibson and whatever, but like Jim's lawsuit Ibanez Flying V is by far the nicest fucking Flying V I've ever seen. Not cosmetic wise, but like as playability, like the neck feels perfect, and I understand why that's his guitar of choice, because he really got lucky finding that monster. And so anyways, Teengenerate goes on stage. They're standing at the edge of the stage pointing at the crowd. They got their legs apart, guitar strapped low, chomping bubblegum, pointing at the crowd. Fucking great showman. Great fucking like they were just amazing. And then the Turks came on, and I don't know if it was kind of an off night for them or what, but like they get to their last song, and Eric Davison just holds the mic out to the crowd, and we all fucking sang along to the last Lost Fight. And it was great because, I mean, fuck all of us guys from Sioux City, we know that song by heart, because we all had this, like my version, I know the different pressings, they got different covers. So my version is the green version, which I think is the second version. I believe the red version is the original. I could be wrong, but Last Lost Fight on Sympathy for the Record Industry. So anyways, just simple card, fold over cover here. Picture of the band. Eric's jumping. There's Jim with that fucking SG that unfortunately he doesn't have the Flying V here, but he's got his SG. Right here, Sympathy for the Record Industry. You see that on a fucking record cover or 45 cover, you know you're picking up something of quality. And, you know, Sympathy, hands down. Sympathy and Crypt are my two favorite labels out there. My label Sioux, I'm modeling after Sympathy in a lot of ways. Because you know the somehow Long Gone John at Sympathy just like captured magic in a bottle, and you know there was so many fucking killer bands that he put out, and I want to say he put out like 750 releases over the years, and you know, I mean, that's a fuck ton of records and releases to be putting out. You know, like I've been doing my label for 3 years, and we've got like 13 things out, and you know, we've got 12 things at the pressing plant. But you know, it takes a while to get shit out, and you know, so. Long Gone John was a fucking monster putting shit out. You know, I mean, and the thing about Sympathy, like, cover art was cool. Always had great cover artists. The bands were cool. The packaging was always cool. You know, so you know, there's a lot to learn from that model that Long Gone John gave us to be able to put out cool fucking records. But Last Lost Fight was the last song New Bomb Turks played that night. Like I said, Eric Davison just held the mic out over the crowd, and we all sang along. And, you know, so off this 45, I've had this, I think, since 93. And I mean, there's, I don't know if you can see this, but just a wear ring here on the poly sleeve. I think there's a little pucker here on the poly sleeve where the price tag from Antiquarian Records fell off at one point. I bought this from Dave Sink at Antiquarian. Miss Dave Sink was one of my two kind of models. Dave Sink at the Antiquarian Records, and Mike Duncan at Uncle John Records in Sioux City. Those guys were kind of caretakers for me when I was a teenager. Who, you know, the great thing about like Mike Duncan at Uncle John Records is Mike had this great ability of being able to meet everybody who walked into a shop on their level. You know, there might be some dude, some attorney in a suit on his lunch break walking in to buy, you know, the newest fucking Phil Collins whatever, and you know, and Mike could meet him on his level. And I was a really fucking angry punk kid, and you know, and Mike met me on my level. He never talked down to me. He never told me shit like rock and roll went downhill after the Beatles broke up, or any of that fucking patronizing fucking baby boomer bullshit or whatever. You know, like Mike was cool, and you know, so I'd be in there, you know, finding some, you know, something or other, and he's like, hey, have you checked out this, you know, and then Dave Sink at the Antiquarian in Omaha. I mean, first of all, it was fucking weird. You know, like you walk in this bookstore, old guys playing chess with no shoes on, and cats all over the place. And you go down the basement, and Dave never said much, man. He was kind of a quiet guy, you know, and you know, but you know, like if you come to the counter with something that he dug, that, you know, he was like, he'd make a comment of, you know, like about, you know, this is really killer, or, you know, like check out the bridge on this song, or you know, like the third song on the second side has got, you know, this killer riff, or he'd make little comments like that he never said much, but like the little comments would, you know, give you some sort of insight, and you know, so you know, record store guys are fucking pretty cool, man. Like, record store guys, I cherish them. So, but anyways, I'm getting long-winded here. Sorry about getting fucking sappy about Joey Ramone and whatever. But anyways, this is Last Lost Fight from the new Bomb Turks. If you like these videos, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching.